worksheet where you can see, let's just see, well, that's as big as it needs to be for the moment. You can see, I will send you a copy, by the way, of the worksheet so you can see what I've done. But I give them a recall of digits forward raw score and a recall of digits backwards raw score, and ask them to calculate all of the relevant details of this, particularly so that they can think about whether or not the differences between these two achievements are statistically significant or not. So let me show you what we're doing. I have all the examples in a worksheet here, so I've got them as a worked example, and we're looking in particular at this one because I can't quite get my head around what's going on. So we have a pupil with a recall of digits forward score of 19 and a recall of digits backwards score of 6. Now, I'm not expecting you to hold all of these things in your head, but let me just show you how that works for here. Remember, we said a recall of digits forward score was 19, so that's going to be 131 is the ability score with a difference of 7 either side. And you can see that I've written 131 with a standard error of the mean of 7. For recall of digits forward, we said that the raw score was 6, so we're expecting 71 ability and 10 standard error of the mean. So we're going to go to here. Recall of digits backwards was 6, 71 and 10. So I'm fairly confident that I have calculated those two things significantly and correctly. Then we are going to work out the differences between the two of those. Working our way through all of this, you'll be able to see later on, if you want to check my reasoning, then please by all means do that. The relevant details are what we see down here. Let me just get rid of myself off the screen and give you the whole picture like this. So the 95% scores do overlap, 39 to 52 and 25 to 45. So by the rule of thumb technique, we would say that these two things are not significant at the 0.05 level, and I'm familiar with that. But the BAS manual is going to disagree with us, and I'm okay with that because we know that it's a rule of thumb and the standard error of the difference method might calculate something different. The problem that I'm having is that the standard error of difference scores quoted in the BAS manual, as far as I'm interpreting them, and I must be getting something wrong here, are different from what I'm calculating. So the BAS manual, as you can see here, wants a difference of 10.2 for 0.05 and 7.5 for 0.15. So let me show you where I'm getting that, because somewhere I'm making a mistake and maybe you can help me work this out. So this is a child of school age because we've said that they're 9, although it's not relevant for here. So recall of digits forwards versus recall of digits backwards. Down at the bottom left hand of the triangle, I'm familiar with the idea that we're looking in the bottom left for difference at the 0.15 level. So they're wanting a 7.5 difference for 0.15 and a 10.2 difference for 0.05. So I've got those figures, 10.2 for 0.05, 7.5 for 0.15, and I've written them in. The BAS manual wants a difference of 10.2 for 0.05, 7.5 for 0.15. The problem I'm having is I can't replicate those numbers using my understanding of the theory. So standard error of difference is going to be the square root of the sum of the two standard errors of the mean. So that's going to be the square root, coming into here, the square root of the first standard error of the mean, which was 7, plus the second standard error of the mean, which was 10. And so that's going to be 49 plus 100 gives me standard error of the mean. Standard error of difference is 149. So have I just answered my own question? Because that's one level of difference. So that will give me significance at the 68%. Yeah, I haven't answered my own question. That will give me difference at the 68%. And then I double it in order to get significance at the 95%. So I'm looking for a difference of 24. And just those numbers don't match up to what the BAS manual wants. I know I'm making a mistake. I desperately want to avoid making that mistake when I'm working with the trainees. I get to something that makes a good deal of sense when I'm using the rule of thumb, can't work it out when I'm using standard error of difference. Miles, I'm desperately hoping that you might be able to help me with this. I'm going to go through this with the trainees next Tuesday. If you're able to help me before then, I will be immensely grateful. So, thanks Miles. I'll send you a written description of this as well, but I wondered whether an oral description might work better. Thank you.